Can I say something?
Yeah.
There is a secret in this update that players will discover. And there's something very sentimental and special that you can uncover if you play through the content and experiment and just believe in one of the items. Yes.
So that's two different treasure trails that the community has to go searching for, right? Because isn't there something on...
There's the Signas.
There's the two Signas as well.
Yes, but there is an item, not a cosmetic. There is an item that will be yours if you just have.
Okay. Without getting into the quest spoilers, right? How would you describe Jade Shadows Constellation, and what part of it are both of you excited for players to get their hands on?
That's a spoiler.
How's that a spoiler? No! I don't mean the quest itself. I mean just the update, right? Because you've got 4 arcanes, 4 augments, you've got the new frame, you've got the Railjack stuff. Like, which part of all of that? Not the story stuff.
Not the story. I mean, I'm truly excited for Sirius and Orion. Like, I know you have there's a lot of questions on it because they are so crazy, but I'm just like, it's never happened in Warframe where a Warframe operates like this, and it's so anime, and it's so cool. It's so like it's I think the hardest thing is we show it on a dev stream, we talk about it, we talk about as much as we can and show as much as we can, but it's so different when you get your hands on it and you actually play it with your own little phalanges and a controller, right? So it's I'm excited for people to actually get their hands on it and tell us how they feel about it.
Yeah, I think from it's when you're so close to an update like this, it's really hard to start and look at it again from a top view. It's like I've zoomed in so closely on everything that this update has. You start to think about, well, what actually will be the most delightful for a Warframe player, and what will they have the strongest love for, or what are they going to like not really dig for this update, because there's always something, and we know that, and we'll be around. Like even as recently as the dev stream, we said you can't use your Railjack in these missions, and everyone said, well, that sucks. So we were like, okay, fine, we'll figure it out. And then by Monday night, or Tuesday night, I should say, we have it working where you can use your Railjack if you're solo. So there's going to be a few of those moments, I expect, just because we're being very true to the package of Sirius, Orion, Vina, Ryoku, Stalker, Funhao, all that. And then everything that happens after the quest is a result of it. So we'll see. It's a very committal story, which I love. I love being committal in character motivations, story beats, and what needs to happen for the character to solve a problem, let's say. And from there, I think the Sirius and Orion package is just so unique that it's hard to take a very balanced approach of all the offerings on the Constellation menu and not just like hyper fixate on, oh shit, we have the coolest Warframe duo coming out. Like they're just too cool.
How did you go about? So was it at the end of the original Jade Shadows quest, was it always a concept to have a frame that was basically 2 frames fighting for control? How do you pitch that to the guys coding it?
When Jade Shadows ended, I always knew that I wanted to do Jade Shadows Part 2. And I think I had that written on a whiteboard, written on, any of my notes, my virtual whiteboards, like Jade Shadows Part 2, what are we going to do? I always wanted to do it. And Pablo and I were talking about how this frame could work, because we knew he was going to come from the future and like a very different, a different what if scenario. And we kind of had it where it would be the first time in an update that we released 2 frames. Like that was the idea. Like you would have the 2 versions of Sirius and Orion. And then Pablo one day, after several weeks of figuring out what we were going to do with this theme, because it was really important to me that the theme was constellations or space or like really celestial or really astral. Like he had to be very space themed. Pablo's like, well, what if instead of doing like light and dark adjacent theming, what if we just made them both playable at the same time? And I couldn't believe how fun that sounded. And then, yeah, the team, I mean, even yesterday, so June 3rd, even Pablo hit the team with a little apology of like, sorry that this is so complicated. So we're still dealing with the ambition of this update, but I think serving the players with ambitious updates is the only reason we work. Otherwise, it's phone it in.
It was Pablo's more or less idea. So anything that goes wrong,
it's his fault.
Yes, he can't blame anyone else. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So
it's his fault.
It was originally supposed to be 2 separate frames. It wasn't going to be the one frame with the AI running beside a clone, if you want, or the Spectre running beside you variant.
Well, what we were originally, and when I say originally, it's not like we changed our plans. It's just when we were planning this, it was really important to us that, so if Megan picked Sirius and I picked Orion, what we wanted was very similar to how Umbra and Excalibur work, where Umbra's radial blind is radial howl. Like, it's just more themed. So we were going to do it so that Megan was Sirius, I was Orion, you would get your frame you picked, and then you could build the other one. And then you would sort of have like Excalibur and Excalibur Umbra, where they're 2 different presentations of the same kit. So for instance, like the scythe ability is actually a really good example, where Orion's scythe is a really close range slash, and Sirius's is a really far range one. Like they're similar, but they have their personality traits, let's say. And then Pablo was like, oh, we can just do them both at the same time. So we had the structure of everyone would get both, like you could make them both, no problem. But then it was just, why not just make 2 in 1 and see what we do with it? And then I think the second the animation proof of concept worked, where they're bumping each other out of the frame, it was just like, we need to do everything in our power to make that what chips, because it's just so, it's just really hyper, like, I guess anime, but it's also not anime. It's what you want in a frame. You want it to be memorable. It's memorable.
But now you've got a frame with 7 abilities. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like the ultimate is the same for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the first three are different. You've got one that seems more close range, damage stripping.
Yeah.
Damage, and then the other one's a little bit more ranged, healing, that type of thing. Wasn't it?
And Equinox is the reverse. Equinox 1 is the same,
I wish
and
you
then
hadn't mentioned Equinox, because there's
too bad.
I wasn't gonna.
I have to.
Right. Well, then, with that being said, is there anything on the table for a future Equinox look at, like re-dive into Equinox, or?
So the tricky thing with comparing Equinox and Sirius is that I said this on the dev stream. It's Zelda Sheik as Equinox. It's the same character, and Sirius and Orion are 2 entirely different characters that are fighting for control. So thematically different. However, the Venn diagram isn't totally separate. There's clearly overlap, where it's 2 kits designed for different archetypes, and I think in full, like, the history of Warframe, there was a year when Equinox was the only frame I played. Equinox, battery builds and all that was like a very memorable time. And I actually remember being a diehard night form Equinox player, because I thought, the slowing and everything.
Oh, so it was like putting everything to sleep and then just it snowballing. Yeah.
Now, I'll be the first to admit I haven't done that in about 2 years, just with all the other work that's piled up with the new role. But what I can say is I'm going to do probably like the month of Equinox for my recovery. Like I'll be off work. I'm just going to play Equinox, and I'll see where all the learnings and perspective I have now could be applied. But having also already planned the whole year, I don't want to add more to people's plates, especially with a frame like Sirius and Orion. It would just be a little cruel to the team.
Yeah, and then you have the update coming at the end of the year as well, and you have TennoCon that Megan has to take control of the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Megan has to do TennoCon, and I'll be in my recovery bed playing Equinox. That's all I can promise. Yeah. Does that work?
Yeah,
can we agree that's
okay?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see what chat says. Yeah. So one of the question was, if someone ends up liking Sirius more than Orion, can they mostly just stick with Sirius, or because you said that the interchanging of the abilities, the swapping, is fundamental part of the kit, but if you just like Sirius's abilities or you just like Orion's, is it still capable to just stick with one of them?
Megan, what do you think with that?
I mean, yeah, you can make Sirius the primary guy, and like that's who you walk around with. That's who you can focus on him, but I think in terms of wanting to do like that ultimate ability, you would need to invest a little bit, obviously, into the other one who you might not favor, just to obviously get like the power out of it. But if you want Sirius to be the primary guy, and that's who you.
Oh, with the Constellation, so you can't have just like all green.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I think in that regard, the swapping it's like you control how often they swap.
Yeah.
So if you do like Sirius, like you can just go boom, boom, and get him back right away, or vice versa. So you are in control of how often they swap, meaning that you can populate your constellation as sort of like a passive part of the rotation. Like you don't need, it's not like you must play as Orion for 30 seconds before you can activate. It's like, no, it's...
Right. You could be like 99% serious and just like, you know what, I like Orion's black hole thing, and pop him out just for that only ever in the constellation, and that still counts towards your 4, right?
Yeah, because I've got a few comments of people that can't wait to just build completely just around black hole. That's all they want. So...
Well, I don't blame them. It's the coolest fucking thing we've ever shipped. Like the second that came out, I just,
yeah.
So
and you
good.
could see, I think when you were doing a Megan, I think you got one Grenier guy and he was just dangling in it as he was drifting off into the distance on the downstream.
You get a crowd, and it is hilarious.
Yeah. So with the ultimate ability, then what way does that work inside like narrower corridors or hallways on say like Corpus or Roken tile sets? Because you showcased it on Plains of Eidolon, right, out in the big wide open.
I can pull up the game. It works pretty well. I mean, we did it because I wanted the night sky in the background. Like it was very much a thematic choice. And Megan specifically hard-coded the mission to be nighttime so that we could show off the stars. But I will pull up the dev build and go. It works as well as Hildren and Jade. Like it's the same floating tech. So
yeah, like the camera adheres to the ceiling in terms of what. Right?
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, right. As you can see, we have we're going for a little bit of a Doom adventure here. There goes the planet.
Oh my god.
So as you can see, if you cast it in a narrow hallway, it'll approximate you down with your next attack. So you can really go all over the place. And we can just do it. We can just keep doing it.
Okay, yeah, that's really nice. So, I think there was the fear that if you were going to be like a narrow tile set, like I think like Megan said, the camera might kind of maybe glitch out of the wall or you'll be left with weird angles, but like Megan said, that's not the case. So
yeah, let's we can just keep going, give people a little bit more proof of concept here. There you go, there's the black hole.
Look at the bodies, just if I could see just the legs sticking out the bottom.
Yep. Now that exploded. Okay, so let's do it here. Here we have Celestial Clash. And then you're in control of how they move. So it's, you can see them coming in. And you aim it, right? So it's sort of within, like if I put it up there, yes, I'll hit the ceiling, but I can also put it down there and aim down, so.
You getting red crits there as well?
You're looking at a gamer here. So yes, there you have it.
Red crits, that's the thumbnail.
Don't do it. I don't know what dev hacks I have on there, so don't do that.
No, I won't.
Yes, let's take, that is, or was, things change fast on the dev build. So if we take a look here, depending on, okay, so, so Astral Shell, this is the decoy one for Orion. And then the Jade Stars, they are motes that regenerate over time, attacking enemies, launches them, dealing heat damage. So yeah, I think Null Star is a very appropriate comparison for that.
I'm going to put that on my Nova along with Null Star.
There you go. You can be double the celestial impression. Light Sanctuary, Celestial Class, and yeah, that's where the Event Horizon one is the one, the big moment. Okay, like interestingly enough, that wasn't the hardest part of this. Like if people are like, "Oh, you guys made the hardest Warframe," it's not that. The hardest part is having all of the game's code care about 2 avatars in the arsenal. We've never done that before. Like it's just that. Yeah, so, and like formal logic, Helminth logic, those things.
They're the big questions. They're the big questions I'll get to in a minute, because there's a lot of confusion in relation to the Helminth, which Pablo clarified a lot of it in the Q&A on Twitter. But then there's other stuff to do with like Archon Shards and things like that as well that people have been asking. So how they have their own different loadout, right? Like, well, do they have the same loadout weapon wise, or do they have different loadouts? Like when you showed
the weapons are the same loadout. Yeah.
So if I equip Pride, both of them are using Pride? Yeah, okay. And the other one was for the Archon Shards. There's just one set of Archon Shards. Yeah, between 2. Okay. Yeah,
they're shared. So whatever Archons you put on Sirius are on Orion.
Right. And then when it comes to helmeting or infusing an ability onto them, that removes the ability to swap from that one. Like if I put, say, a roar onto Sirius number 1, I can't hold down 1 to swap to Orion.
Yeah,
right?
it overrides it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the big questions in relation to, I guess, the arsenal and the config that people are a little bit confused about. I do think
Yeah, like you mod them separately. They have different polarities. I think we mentioned that on the dev stream. And then yeah, the actual loadout of like your weapons is shared. Mastery is obviously shared. Archons are shared, and then individual is your builds, your mods, your arcanes, the polarities, and then the Helminth abilities.
Yeah, and I think Pablo mentioned with the Helminth ability, you can only do it to your primary, the one that's from the quest, but you can switch your primary every day. So does that mean that if I put an ability onto Sirius, and then tomorrow I put one on Orion, then when I'm running around in them, they'll both have the subsumed ability on them?
So the daily restriction is gone. So there's a very interesting presentation for flavor of how you pick your primary. And we knew right away, like, because with Jade Shadows 1, you didn't know that your choice would impact something like this. So we knew we needed a way for players to change it. And at first we thought for flavor, let's make it once a day and make them go through this like character-driven reason. But we built it in a way that even if you can do it every minute if you want, the flavor is still serving its purpose. So that restriction is gone. The daily at this time, like I doubt it'll come back, but I mean, there's always a chance. But so that is gone. The daily is gone. You can do it as much as you want. And then
how strong is the AI partner clone part of it, I guess, when they're running around with guns and shooting as well?
How strong?
We just had that conversation. Well, not that conversation, but remember the conversation yesterday about like AFK?
We do not want an AFK farm bot. So we are making sure that you feel like you have a brother, like a band of brother out there on the battlefield with you. But I'm not saying, I don't know exactly where it's going to land, but we are making sure that it can't be an AFK. Like it's so strong that AFK farming was a risk. So we're now putting things in place to mitigate that risk. So
yeah, because wasn't there a time when I think it was Equinox's augment allowed her clone to be busted as fuck?
Yes,
the duality one.
Yeah.
Was it duality?
Yeah, it was duality,
yeah. So I think like the vibe is that, he's going to help you, but you sitting there doing nothing and letting him do all the work is not going to be
watching something on your other monitor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I think the biggest existential crisis facing Warframe in the next while is like AFK dominant gameplay. So we need to be very hyper aware of that, especially with creations such as this. The worst thing we could do is turn it into AFK frame when we want it to be fun. We want it to be tactical. We want it to be active. Therefore, it's a bit of a doomsday Pandora box every time AFK farming happens, because when we try and address it, it gets the loudest outcry because it's a loot game and people, I think Pablo's quote that he took from, I think it was Sid Meier, I'm not sure, or someone, but given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of everything.
So the next few questions are going to be in relation to Railjack. It's nice to see more Railjack content coming. Why did you feel that this was the time to add it to an update? I'm going to assume it's for stepping stones for what's to come. Maybe down the line this year?
Why Railjack? Why now? This, in full truth, it doesn't really have a lot to do with what's to come later this year overall, in terms of like it's not a cause and effect thing. It was just something that we felt that the community really could benefit from in terms of getting some variety in the Warframe content types we release. We weren't sure how far we wanted to go with Railjack as far as adding, new missions or new anything really, because is Railjack still a curse word to the player base, or is it more of an opportunity? Like,
I think it is to the older. I think it is to the ones who maybe haven't played since then, or maybe haven't, I guess, dipped their toes in Railjack since then. But I think Railjack right now is in a really good spot, and I think if you actually play it and give it a time, it's actually way more fun than what a lot of people think it is.
Yes, I agree with that. And the problem with that mindset, like that philosophy about Railjack, is that even though we feel that is true, we've actually been de-incentivizing it along the way. So every every 6 months or every now and then we make it less, we give you less of a reason to play Railjack. So taking it away for the new war, I think was one of the biggest moments where we said you don't really need a Railjack and you don't need to invest in it, which if you look, what that's done over time, it means people are less incentivized to even do it unless they just feel like it. Because you can join any crew, you can join other people's Railjacks, you don't really need it. And for such a, interesting experience, that's a bit of a shame. So we thought, okay, let's bring Railjack back, but character driven, and make this feel just more huge. This is what you'll see when you get the post quest stuff, but like this is big. It's out in space. It's huge. These characters have their Railjacks and they're boarding ships from the future and all this craziness. So, and we did it so that you didn't need a Railjack to play it, but we gave you Ferraris. Like Vina and Ryoku's Railjacks are like, boom, like top of the line. And then if you like that, you can build your own. And if you like them, you can hire them as crew for your ship. So it's like a whole system.
So is their ships better than the ones we have?
A little,
we've just asked for Volkswagen when you're giving us a Ferrari.
Exactly. Exactly. That's basically what's going on.
So the community's like, give us our Railjacks and use it like, but we're giving you better Railjacks. No, we want our Railjacks anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what happened. You were like, no, let me bring my 1992 Honda Civic. Yeah. Okay. We're like, fine. Whatever you say.
There's no rework coming with either of those frames, sure, there's not the Pro frames. There's no touch-ups to abilities with Ash or
the only touch-ups were the one that already shipped was fixing the Ash's fourth into the fray. Is it into the fray?
Where he joins it.
Join the fray, whatever. That got fixed, and then the other one was just like the quality of life with Venus Talon's appearance stuff that's getting fixed. But other than that, there's no like big swings or anything for them. Because we got the Nidus ability retook.
Yeah, Nidus is getting his complete rework as well. So is there going to be any streamlining of older Railjack content then coming back? The other way is with this when he's removing elements to Archwing. Like there's no real incentivization to use Archwing in the new mission, sure does not. So is any of that going to bleed into the other Railjack structure?
No, not at all right now. Not at all. The old one is going to be as free as you can imagine it. You can use all those things. The only stuff we're changing there is some stat buffs. We're giving you Steel Path Railjack with its own Void Storms, and we're giving so we have Steel Path, and we have a whole suite of stat buffs. We have a whole host of, what else are we doing? Just like quality fixes. Like Eximus never worked in some Railjack, so we're adding Eximus units and some things like that, like really important hygiene, I guess we could call it.
Yeah, and I think there's about, I'm looking at the patch notes right now, there's probably about like 15 just like general Railjack fixes, so nothing too crazy, but still showing a little bit of love there.
Well, why the Incarnon Weapons, right? So we've got 5 new Incarnon weapons. You have the Destrizer Ballistica.
Oh my god. Yep.
Vectis.
We have so much stuff in this update.
Yeah, you actually took 2 dev streams. I think that's what I was going to say at the start, that you showed a huge amount on dev stream 185. And then dev stream 186 was a huge amount, and then he's only briefly mentioned the other stuff at the end of it. So like the update itself is huge. How do you follow up from this one? And I know I've said this nearly every time we've chat. How do you follow up from the update you've just had? Because every time it seems to get crazier and crazier.
Well, we hope that you like TennoCon.
It's okay. We'll see what Megan messes up.
No.
I'm only joking. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. He's getting any kind of substitute in for Rebecca then? Anyone going to be on the couch instead of you? Ah. Okay.
Yep. We have a very, very special substitute for me on the on some of the panels.
But anyway, the 5 Incarnon weapons, what made you choose these 5 to destroy the Ballistica? Look, the Stug of all weapons is just because it was the meme weapon, and you thought, you know what, this would be fun just to make it Incarnon.
I thought it would be a very good idea to give, if you're not going to give the Stug an Incarnon, it kind of goes against the philosophy of what Incarnons touch, which is, underserved weapons that could use an alt power form. So the Stug was the perfect candidate on paper. In practice, very difficult to make it good, but you know.
Yeah, it looks fun. That's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
That should be the main thing over everything else.
Exactly.
The Vectis looks absolutely amazing though. And it's one of my favorite.
So fun.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Like, what is it? When it hits the body shots, it does damage over time, is it? And the headshots explode, was it?
Yeah, it's got like the cold bubbles.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's definitely, because it was one of my favorite weapons way back when.
Oh, I was like a Vectis Prime. I was like, oh, I'm a sniper girl. Like,
yeah.
I love the
Snapshotting from head to head felt so nice.
So good.
What about the Acrid? Have you forgotten about the Acrid? That's just a personal one. Come on, the Acrid was like the Acrid was the OG. You can't say it wasn't.
I know. It was the first one that had toxin procs that could actually kill enemies. And I remember, I know the Acrid.
Rainbow builds before mods could be combined. You could put all the elemental mods in it and have toxin as well. So
yes. Oh yes. Rainbow builds. Oh man. Yeah. The Acrid, that must be 2013 clan update.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like Chem clan research.
Yeah, and it used to be like a weapon that people used to just run around killing all the bosses with, because it was just so effective at it.
We should do like a 2013 Incarnon round.
Oh my god, that would actually be that would be really cool.
That would be crazy.
What weapons would have been the go-to weapons back then though? It would have been the Strun, but these have done that already.
Yeah, the Acrid, and then I think because each lab got a host of weapons. The Acrid, and then I guess, was it the Amprex with Corpus at that time? Is Amprex the Corpus lab one that was like everyone loved, the lightning gun?
Yeah,
Amprex?
yeah, because it used to Archon to absolutely. It was one of the first. Was it one of the first red crit weapons as well for a while?
Yes,
I think.
definitely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely was. And then for Infested, was that the era of the Tisis, or was it? No, because Tisis came way later. Because Tisis was basically the Acrid, like single shot projectile. What was the Infested research weapon when we launched? That might have been. That's okay. We'll fit. Someone in the comments.
2013. Introduced update 10, 2013.
Hey.
September 2013. So yeah. So that would have been that one.
This is why you must always remember everything you released.
So I guess with Sirius and Orion being the craziest Warframe you have made to date, how do you top it? Because you have another, one frame by this year at the end? One more new frame before the end of the year? Two more? Oh, yeah, sorry. It's only 4 every year. Yeah, okay.
4, we have 2 more. They're different. How do you top it? I think the pursuit of topping your last update it's inevitable to lead to failure.
Yeah. And
sometimes it's just about matching, going left instead of right, having a completely different theme, a different release approach, a different setting. And for the next 2, for the other 2 that are coming after Sirius and Orion, they're just different. One of them I'm beyond excited for, because it's going to fill one of the blankest gaps we have. I won't say anything more than that, but I'm so excited.
Warframe.
The Warframe.
Warframe.
No,
like Deep Rock Galactic. No, fuck Carol.
No, not this year. Not this year.
I seen he's interacting with the Deep Rock Galactic guys, and I was like, oh my god, I want a Warframe. I want with a pickaxe.
Yeah. It would be so good. But no. And then the other one is one that is so old in terms of design and idea. It's taken us like so long to finally make this one. So
right now, people are going to start searching up old Warframe designs.
No. You would never. You would never know. It was something that Pablo and I have had on our sheet for 2+ years, and I've just been like, finally. So that's all I'll say.
I wasn't fishing for spoilers there. I was genuinely trying to figure out how he's going to top up, how he's going to outdo a frame that has literally 2 fucking frames, 7 abilities, 2, like...
It's just about loving all your children equally. Like when you have a baby, you don't all of a sudden think like, oh, how am I going to top that kid? I'm going to have another kid.
Listen,
and they got to...
As someone who has 4 of them, they're all a pain in the arse, okay?
Exactly.
They're all a pain in the arse. They're all equally a pain in the arse. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's not about making more pain in the asses. It's about making less pain in the asses. So
I haven't even talked about the fact that they're going to have 2 aura mods, right? Sirius and Orion, 2 separate aura mods.
No, I don't think they have the double aura.
No,
slot, do
no.
they?
I mean, like, one's going to have one and one
yes.
will have the other, and then Coaction Drift
Yeah.
can basically amplify them. So if you have a squad
Yeah.
of, like, 4 Sirius and Orions, all with auras, all with Coaction Drift, have you tested that?
Oh, well, I'd be better. We're about to.
Yeah, I was about to say it, yeah, because that was going to be very interesting.
Well, I think like even recently we're like, so what's like a 4-player squad of all Sirius and Orions? Like,
And it crashed
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, I think
So I
Pablo,
was like,
Pablo said that, didn't he, on his
Yeah.
Twitter thing or something, that it crashed.
Oops.
I mean, you have to test these things, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
exactly. Yeah.
Can we expect any reworks between, I guess, after TennoCon and the end of the year for any of the
Yes.
the old guard?
You
Yes.
can. Yes, you
Okay.
can. You'll hear about it at TennoCon.
Okay, cool. So when you do newer complex frames, does it make it harder to revisit the older frames because, I guess, of the expectations?
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a soul search of what we could or should release in the new shiny package in terms of what theme is the frame, what is it doing different than, at this point you have to compete with 64 other frames that could be doing the same things. Do niches really exist? I don't know. Again, like I was saying, one of the biggest existential crises is the AFK Warframe stuff. Like, we love you to be powerful, and we love your power fantasy to come through in your favorite characters. It's no different than collecting all the Pokemon and having a best performer of those. But it is hard to say, when does it become too much? Like, is that even the thing? Like, Megan would know better from, community reactions and community requests, where these days the sentiment is on kit power levels and niches and
being
CC.
overpowered. Yeah, well, CC's out the window, really, isn't it?
That's what they say.
So the kids are saying.
You
gotta tell me, Meg.
Well, she's the community head. She should know what the community is saying, right?
I do know what they're saying. And they're saying, give us a Banshee rework. No, I think, like, honestly, Rev is correct in saying it's like a soul search. And I think as well, it's kind of crazy you think about we went from Foley to Sirius and Orion. Like, at that dev stream, we're like, we've never done this before. It's crazy. We put our designers through agony and soul searching, and then we're like, all right, let's do 2 Warframes in one and have a big anime ultimate and stuff. And I think what is the most important part is that, and Pablo has said this, is like, we need to be excited about the Warframe that we're working on, and as soon as we're not excited about it, then we can't expect our players to be excited about it. So there is the reality of like pushing the envelope as to how they work, and yeah, you got to look at, what role are they taking? Are they taking multiple roles? Are they a support role? How does that affect Trinity? And like, it becomes like a snowball effect. But I think, year over year, we've gotten into a good like rhythm, I would say, of like reworks plus new Warframes plus retouches, not full reworks, but retouches. Yeah. So I mean, obviously with 64 Warframes, you can't expect all of them to get reworked in 1 year or anything like that. So it's you see what's out there, and we have, a good running list going of the most highly requested reworks, and then you kind of look at the year and see where those could fit in, maybe thematically, maybe just for vibes, and like Nidus is kind of a good example of just like random. Right? There's nothing else about Nidus in this update, but he was due for a retouch, so he fit the bill.
I do have to laugh. I tuned into prime time. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, maybe it was a few weeks ago. And just as the stream popped open, you read a comment and I was like, Limbo rework? Never. Anyway, and
I did not say never. I did not say never.
You never said never, but you the way you just brushed it clean off was like, yeah, no, anyway, and you just kept talking about something else then, and I was like, okay. Just
I think I said like, nope, not right now.
That was it,
like,
yeah, just straight away, nope, and then moving on. Right, okay.
Well, like that's the answer. Like, nope, not right now.
I think it's the best.
But I see it. Like, we see, like, I think Limbo right now is probably at the top. Near the top,
not at the top, but near.
Near
but,
I think it's between what? Limbo, Banshee, Equinox,
Chroma.
Yeah. And there was another one. I think there's like 5 of them. Loki as well.
Loki,
Yeah. So
yeah.
When it comes to the crafted Syandana for Sirius and Orion, when you craft a combined one, do you still keep the other 2, or does that get rid of the other 2?
We let you keep them. One of the teams flagged it as a bug today, and I was like, I know it's confusing, but you keep everything. Right. Because like the fiction of it is okay, like it's fine.
Yeah, and it's got a meaning attached to the quest and the story.
Exactly. As well, so. Yeah. It's a sentimental exception to any logic. Can I say something?
Yeah.
There is a secret in this update that players will discover, and there's something very sentimental and special that you can uncover if you play through the content and experiment and just believe in one of the items. Yes.
So that's 2 different treasure trails that the community has to go searching for, right? Because isn't there something on? There's
the Signas.
There's the 2 Signas as well.
Yes, but there is an item, not a cosmetic. There is an item that will be yours if you just have faith.
Okay.
What could it be?
It's going to be the 3rd member of the Warframes.
Yeah, Sirius, Orion, and Kyle.
Kyle, yeah, just Kyle in the background. He doesn't do anything. He just runs along carrying the bags. He's got a bag on the back.
Exactly, Kyle. Good luck.
Oh god.
It's the revive of Visa War.
Exactly. Viso is, well, it is Railjack. He could be floating in space.
Please, as just like just as a window bug or something that you just hit something and the wipers come on and it's like Viso War.
You just box the window.
You're just flying through and you go, wait, what just hit my ship? It's like corpus print on the front of the windscreen.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
There's better.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. All right.
I do because we said it last time where Megan made the joke a couple of chats ago we were having, and Megan made the joke about him still being in space, and the amount of comments I got from people going, "Oh my god, he's still alive! I can't wait. When do you think he's going to show up? Is he like Alad V? He's going to show up again?" I think no, he's
YouTube chat.
He's fucking dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead. Okay. He died.
Okay.
Dead.
War.
Right. Well, thank you very much for the chat. It's always nice catching up with you guys. Mind yourselves, okay? Take it easy, and I'll catch you at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.